He could be that provocative because he was that big. He was one of the few guys who would go out there and get away with that. And when he did it, I'm surprised he was able to get away with it because he was more sexed up than any of these guys doing it back then. That guitar is pregnant right now. We are ready to do this. This segment has been brought to you by a bottle of piss. Bottle of my man right here. Of course, when you bring up piss, that's often synonymous with our man Chuck Berry right here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and y'all like, man, the man just died. Why you doing this? That's the first thing you start with. Let me just.
Why not?
Why not? And it's best that we do that.
It's the elephant in the room.
It really is. It's the big pissy elephant in the room.
I mean, yes, he's the father of rock and roll. Definitely.
Yeah.
Inspired so many people. Just practically created something new.
Yeah. But here's the thing about it. Let's just get this out the way first. We're gonna pay tribute, but let's just call it for what it is. The man liked piss.
Shit too.
And you know what he did? I haven't seen anything with shit on him yet, so that's allegedly he's into shit. But piss, we kind of got some concrete evidence on that. And the reason why we got to start with the piss, let's just get it out the way. He's like, I can't take this shit.
Gross, I'm out of here.
My gag reflex is kicking in right now. Talk about my hero, Chuck Berry like this. Make a motherfucker want to pee.
Maybe we just talked about piss so
That's
much.
What I'm thinking.
This is for you, Chuck.
He's peeing his name on the wall. Yes. Chuck Berry
was here.
He can't finish it, just Chuck Burr.
No. Chuck Barr. But let's just get it out the way because here's the thing. We're gonna pay tribute properly. But the man like piss and everybody act like that don't even exist. Like everybody, the news just dancing around that shit.
What are they gonna do, man?
At least bring up, say if you want to put it nicer, say he likes to tinkle on people. Say he was in the golden showers. A lot of old people don't even know what that is. Oh, he's in the golden showers. He made a lot of money.
Oh, like the president.
Yes, like our man Trump. But every news story out there, they ain't even trying to phrase it a certain way. They ain't even talking about it. They could at least talk about the bathroom stuff he did.
I know.
Because if you don't, the man went raw. I mean, he loved peace so much. He was trying to build up a whole blockbuster video of piss videos.
Yeah, he was an interesting one when it came to that subject.
Oh, yeah. And here's the thing about it. Let's just get it out the way. Chuck Berry liked peace so much that he had a restaurant. And this is from Clash Music, clashmusic.com. They say here, Chuck Berry once opened a restaurant called the Southern Air in Missouri. According to a former waitress, Berry wired the woman's toilets with a video camera and recorded some 200 unsuspecting patrons using it. Charges were dropped when Berry agreed to compensate the victims of his potty cam. So he just paid people off. Let me keep the videos and y'all pay you for it. And I'm being nice by saying P, but he was watching women shit too.
Yeah.
I mean,
he just turned his face. No, that's gross.
I'll draw the line, man. And here's
honestly, think about somebody secretly installing cameras in toilets. Like, he's so lucky that happened when it did, because if that happened right now, that would be everywhere, and people would come for him with torches and pitchforks.
I'm surprised, like, women's groups out there are not protesting the people who are saying nice things about it.
Right.
I mean, I'm not doing that right now, but let's take the good and the bad. Let's take the pissy with the good.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: he was known for this so much that there was a video going around. And again, allegedly there's him, but it ain't hard for people to believe. And I thought it was just the urination thing that was happening. Apparently, he was into some really nasty things. And I want to apologize to the ladies in the room right now, because this video, I'm not going to say it's graphic because I'm not showing anything, but even the sounds are. I'm just embarrassed to be in the room with women with this going on, but I'm gonna show it anyway. This is the one before he even gets. He has a prostitute or a groupie. I'm gonna bet it's a prostitute, and he's just doing nasty things to her.
Give my ass a kiss.
He farted in her face. And you would think that it's an accident, and he would say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please."
Her head.
Did I fart in your face?
I like to do that.
I like it that shit. Did I fart in your face? Yeah, that was on purpose. I like to do that. Yeah, I made the funny thing is, Sammy sent me the video and describing it. It's like,
Why does Sammy have this video?
because Sammy likes doing shit like this. That's his no.
Part of his dark archive.
Yeah, can't tell you how many times at night I caught Sammy's ass in my face. Like, what the hell are you doing in here? Oh, nothing. I like that. You like that, Carl? I like it. But no, man, he sent me the video because when we talked about Chuck Berry a while back, because every time Chuck Berry comes up, Martin and I joke about it. And Sammy, he dug it up and saw it. And I'd never seen it before. So Sammy saw it, and I was like, hey, man, send me the edited
I
version
saw a
of it.
whole article in Maxim magazine where they of course, couldn't print the video, but they had the screen caps and they described it in
Oh,
detail.
yeah. That I did see. I saw one where they did a whole, I didn't see the screen caps, but they did a whole play-by-play.
Yeah.
And I was out here. It was like,
By John Madden?
it was like reading a script for
Jesus.
porn.
Yeah,
But-
and it just got to where you're like, oh my God.
It was horrible. It really was. I was
Horrific is the word.
And the thing is, when he sent me the video, my dumb ass opened the video up while I was eating a turkey sandwich. And I saw that and I just put it down. I gave it to the dog, man. Mojo, come here, man.
And he's like, I don't want that.
Then you could thank Chuck Berry for this. I let him have it and I farted in his face. I like doing that. but yeah, and that's not the worst of it. I mean,
Oh, no.
No, he actually takes her to a bathtub and talks about he's going to clean her. He's going to bathe her with his piss. That music's from the video. We didn't put that in there.
Okay.
Put your hands down and give my ass a kiss.
Now here's the thing. You don't see it because I got Mr. Toasty coming in to cover this up. But later on in the video, it's insulting too. Like this would be normally this would be funny, but after he finished pissing on her, he goes down to kiss her, and this is the dialogue exchange that happens.
Believe it, I can kiss you. It smells like piss.
So he goes down to kiss her. After he pisses on her, he says, "Baby, I can't kiss you. Your face smells like piss." I was like, man, this is really some degrading shit right here. I like this prostitute. How much money did she need to go through this? Like the rent must have been due that day. You know? Oh, it's either this or I get kicked out.
She's probably had to do worse.
Man, I would think as a prostitute,
Would they have standards?
you would have. Man, come on.
And it's the famous Chuck Berry.
I'm just trying to get the bad out the way because I don't want to focus on it. But let's stop acting like it didn't happen. Everybody, he was the father of rock and roll and the greatest. Yeah, and he'd like to piss on human beings too. So fuck it.
You know that video gets worse, right?
I know. Is that the one where there's fecal matter involved?
Yes.
He actually eats. He shit and even tells the girl like, "Thank you for my breakfast, baby."
Yeah, has her kneel over him and shit in his mouth. He's like,
gee.
"Girl, give me my breakfast," and she shits in his mouth, and he eats it. Chews like says he.
Right.
It described it. Said he growled like an animal as he ate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Berry, the father of rock and roll.
Hey, man, the best artists are crazy as hell.
Hey, man.
That's true.
You can't say he didn't live that rock and roll lifestyle. Yeah, he was the original punk, you know?
Jesus, man.
And he did a lot of other things in his time. I mean, he did some fed time, 2 years in federal prison for taking an underage girl over the county line, took her from Texas to somewhere else.
Which a lot of those guys did stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they did. And he in his youth, he was I think he got caught for doing armed robbery.
Yeah.
Like he
was an
robbed,
outlaw.
Yeah, he robbed a bakery and a barber shop,
Yeah.
you know. So if your business started with a B, then you out of luck. Chuck Berry's coming by.
You next, Burger King.
Today we're just gonna be King Burger. Let's see. But yeah, man, the guy, he was wild. You know, but hey, just wanted to get that out the way. Did his time. You know, people are crazy what two consenting adults do in their own time, in the privacy of their own time. That's them. You ain't got a videotape to show it to the world, but whatever, man. You know, hey, rock and roll forever. So this party on, Chuck. What are you doing? But this is where we pay our respects right here. Because say what you will about the man, whatever was in that piss. Whatever was in that shit, hey, it kept him going.
Yeah.
Because the man, he was all about the rock and roll way into his 80s. Like, he did not stop until he had to. Yep. And he died this past Saturday, March, what was it, 18th?
Yeah.
March 18th, 2017 of this recording. And he even said he was 90 years old when he died. And even
wow.
Yeah. And even before he died, he said, shit, I ain't even done yet. He said, at 90 years old, he said, I'm about to release my first LP in 38 years. And life said, the fuck you are. Don't think I forgot about you shitting on people. You got to go. Yes. This has gone on long enough. You ain't even supposed to be here now. You're crazy ass.
This menace off the street.
Yeah. We had an agreement that you were going to stay quiet.
But 80 years old, man, that truly is inspiring right there. And the thing with him is that he got his start when he was very young, just from a reference from another big guy out there, blues guy, Muddy Waters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was the one that heard him and said, hey, man, go check out these people over at Chess Records or recording studios. He went over there and recorded probably what is considered, well, I won't say it's his biggest hit, but it is right up there with his big hits. What kind of dancing are they doing back there?
Just lift one leg at a time.
Just one leg at a time, you know.
Hey man, Jim Crow was the thing. They didn't have a lot of exchanging of ideas.
All them backup dancers, they on some shit. Cause the dancing gets crazier.
We gotta help him.
They doing some trap shit, man.
I like to do that in the club.
Shit, they fucking having seizures and fuck, man, help.
Hit it with the twitch.
Yeah. No, we need help. We're not dancing, please.
This is not part of the show, people.
And it's funny too because a lot of these guys, man, Chuck Berry they say he's the father of rock and roll, and even then, back then, a lot of artists of color, especially black artists, they didn't get their due. A lot of people ripped them off, and they never get the credit they deserve. And even when you had somebody like Chuck Berry, I was just looking at this video right here. They couldn't even let him do his whole set. They had to bring in the British white guys to come in and finish it off. Honkies.
And now the first of our starters from England, Jerry and the Pacemakers.
Jerry.
Oh, that's so funny. I was going to make a joke about it being Jerry and the Pacemakers, and it really was them.
Jerry and the Pacemakers. They were old before their time in the Pacemakers.
Well, Maybelline, why can't you eat you?
It's a no.
God.
Oh, Maybelline.
I like Jerry and the Pacemakers, but this is a huge no.
No,
don't.
I
do that.
like a lot of these old rock and roll bands. I really do, except when they try to cover things that they don't need to, when somebody's doing it better.
Well, that was the thing about Elvis, was that he was the one who actually had his own spin on it, and it sounded good when he did it.
He was the father of rock and roll. Like, he was rock and roll. That was him. When he passed away, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame even weighed in on it. They say, hey, look, we're the official word. And we telling you, yeah, old dude was the father of rock. Everybody imitated him or was a part of him afterwards. They say here, and I got this from NBC News, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame said in a statement Saturday that Berry created the rock sound. Chuck Berry is rock and roll, the undisputed original poet laureate. He influenced every rock and roll artist after him and every guitarist that ever plugged in. And that is from Hall of Fame president and CEO Greg Harris. And that was a statement that he put out about Chuck Berry. And really, when you look at Chuck Berry, man, when I say influence, like people don't know. Like some people straight up jacked him, man, for his music.
Well, especially the Beach Boys.
Oh, hey, people, take a look at, or take a listen rather to Chuck Berry's "Sweet Little 16" and tell me if this sounds familiar.
They're really rocking in Boston and Pittsburgh, PA.
That Negro ripped off the Beach Boys, taking our music. Yeah, some of y'all recognize. Here, I'll play a little bit more.
Deep in the heart of Texas and round the Frisco Bay, all over St. Louis and down in New Orleans, all the cats wanna dance with.
Sound familiar? Yeah, you know what this is.
If anybody had enough
What the fuck?
across the USA, then everybody be surfing like California.
Well, they had better dance moves.
Yeah, man. Wow, they can't move at all. They must have propped them up with a stick in their ass because ain't none of them moving.
You'd see them wearing their baggies.
You sure that's not Jerry the pacemaker?
You better not move once you get up there. I'll kill your family if I see you. Jesus.
It's like somebody got a gun on them making them saying, everybody was
You see a
surfing.
laser coming?
Surfing. I'm not dancing, I'm singing.
7 USA.
Those arms better not swing.
Wow, they got them old man shoulders too, like my man over here. Look,
She said, "Let's do."
them belts going over the neighbors. Oh, but shit, you sure that's not the Beach Boys from last week? But yeah, the Beach Boys, by the way, they were goddamn thieves.
Yeah. I mean, a good part of the catalog, you go like, that's Chuck Berry, that's Chuck Berry. Are you sure he's not playing the music on
That's
this?
Chuck Berry. That's Charles Manson. That's Chuck Berry. They actually stole from a psychopath. They stole music. That's the only time I'd say I would defend Charles Manson. Charles Manson come in and like, and the Beach Boys stole my fucking music, and everybody's thinking like, yeah, he's fucking crazy. Put him out, and I listen to it like, oh shit. He's right. That's probably what drove him crazy. Oh, it's them. God damn it! I'm gonna kill you all. Fuck you. But and here's the thing about Chuck Berry, because it's his sound definitely being jacked by a lot of people.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, he ain't the father of rock and roll. He's the king of rock and roll. So everybody talking about Elvis, fuck Elvis. That's why I continue to say fuck Elvis. I have to work with these old women all the time with secretaries and shit, acting like I'm supposed to love Elvis. I remember a woman asked me one time at this, because she had Elvis shit all over her desk and all over the wall and shit. You know, she wanted to fuck Elvis when she was like 12. But, you know, no,
He would've done it,
and he
too.
would have done it too. You know, back in the day, you could do that shit.
Yeah.
But no, she was like, you know, in the 60s, and then she like, you like Elvis? I'm like, look at me. I had to control myself. Why would I give a fuck about it? I was like, I just said, he's all right. But Elvis, man, they call him the king of rock and roll and all that kind of shit. But Elvis ain't got nothing on somebody like Chuck Berry. Look at me, and especially with the moves, they're talking about, oh, you know, he was provocative back in the day, shaking them hips, getting all these girls excited.
Yeah, man. The country was losing their mind when he did that.
I know. And really, you know, but a brother can go out there and do that stuff because they would say, well, we can't get these little white girls excited. But Chuck Berry, he could be that provocative because he was that big. He was one of the few guys who would go out there and get away with that. And when he did it, I'm surprised he was able to get away with it because he was more sexed up than any of these guys doing it back then. That guitar is pregnant right now. Like every time he goes out for a concert, that guitar is like, oh fuck no, Jesus. You know, he was getting into it. Look, I ain't hating on Elvis completely. Like I used to like Elvis as much as anybody else when I used to watch.
When you say Elvis ain't shit, these guys are better. Elvis would have been the first one to say that.
Yeah, but fuck him anyway. He still got more. He took that money, didn't he? But the thing is,
Listen to you.
I'm bitter. But,
Yeah.
but I will give you this. Elvis was a bad dude. He could dance his ass off. But even after looking at Chuck Berry, he still looks goofy. I'm looking at one of my favorite songs from him, Blue Suede Shoes. Until I saw this. Yeah, man. And he just looked goofy after seeing Chuck Berry. Like if I just saw that by himself, I'd be like, oh, that's kind of cool. But seeing him after Chuck Berry, like, oh yeah,
He had to fight to be able to get away with doing that.
I know, right?
doing that. I know. Goofy ass, and everybody was like, oh shit, that what the fuck this over there? No, that was a bad motherfucker. I know, man. I know. Even I gotta say it. You got me. I was that old woman.
I mean, I understand the cultural appropriation, but give the man his due.
No, I know. And really, a lot of guys, especially if you were like an old blues artist, you didn't get a lot of respect from them. They stole.
No, what you got is Led Zeppelin ripping you off whole cloth
until they got caught.
Yeah, until they got caught.
And I love Led Zeppelin, but they were thieves too. And they didn't try to like say, you know what? Oh, this is my influence. They never tried to pay respect.
No, not influence. This is our original music.
Yeah, there's old blues. I'm dazed and confused too. Where's my fucking check? Where my money at? But Chuck Berry, people gave respect to.
Yeah.
They said, yeah, man, ain't dude so big. We did try to sneak out with his music, Well, the Beach Boys did, but but a lot of people came up and said, yeah, and even then, the big people, John Lennon right there on the Mike Douglas show, singing with him, and everybody respected Chuck Berry, man. There was, and before he died, I mean, people still talk about Chuck Berry, talking about how he's a big influence on them. Just, a short period before he died this year, you had Keith Richards. He was on Jimmy Fallon, and he was talking about
Who was surprisingly still alive.
I don't know how, man. I don't know what deal with the devil he made. No, I'm talking about Keith Richards.
Oh, Keith Richards. Oh, yeah. Keith Richards. What am I talking about? Yeah, that dude. I'm just used to it now. I'm like, he ain't going nowhere. He's going to outlive us. But he was on Jimmy Fallon. He was talking about how that was the guy. That was the guy that really had an influence on him and his career and his guitar playing.
I know Chuck Berry's a big influence on you, right?
Absolutely. Chuck was a major influence. Not just guitar.
Jesus, I just see Jack Sparrow every time he comes on.
Johnny Depp's looking fucked up.
Like when he dies, just prop his ass up at the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at the park.
They're getting to look real now.
Wow. He'll be alive too. He'll still be alive. But yeah, and that's a story. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but that's a story that he talked about where he grabbed Chuck Berry's guitar and Chuck Berry turned around and punched the shit out of him. Yeah, man. And who can forget how much cultural influence that Chuck Berry has had on all generations, man.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. And, and I tell you something, just to show you how much I respect this guy, you know how huge of a Jimi Hendrix fan I am. Mm-hmm. I always say, Jimi Hendrix was the one that made the rock sound like we know it today. I always say Chuck Berry, he had that old rock sound, but Jimi Hendrix, that's rock up until today of every kind. And I after reading about Chuck Berry today, I would have to say, well, you know what? There probably wouldn't be a Jimi Hendrix without Chuck Berry. When they say Chuck Berry actually went out, and there's every musician out there, Chuck Berry's an influence on them. It's true. I was looking at this today, and I was amazed at his influence. And as far as the cultural impact goes, with every generation, I mean, kids today, they know Johnny B. Goode. These millennials love they love Back to the Future and everything, so they know all of this. But back when we were coming up, Pulp Fiction, man.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody remembers the dance scene in Pulp Fiction, and of course, remember for him doing the Bat Tusi or whatever. But I mean, what would that dance number be if it wasn't for Chuck Berry? You never can tell.
It was a teenage wedding and the old folks wished them well.
That scene is classic, but it would never be the same if it didn't have that Chuck Berry song in there. And Chuck Berry was just a pimp too, man. I mean, when he wasn't shitting on people or anything, but he was.
He's such a pimp. He had prostitutes.
I was gonna say, even then,
do whatever you want with him. But he was so badass. He was royalty, man. That's why I say he's the king of rock and roll, because no matter how badass you were at whatever period, you gonna pay respect to Chuck Berry, even if you got to offer a little bit of a sacrifice. Somebody put up a tweet today that showed him hanging out with Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
He took Janet and gave her a tongue.
Oh, damn.
And still was hanging on to Michael.
Is that Janet or Latoya?
I think that's Latoya.
Oh, that's Latoya.
Yeah.
Well, shit, he took one of them, and I like the way Michael looked because he knows he's next.
Not again, Jack.
Man, you not gonna protect your sister? No, she good.
Shit, he probably thought it was Michael. Where your sister at?
I know. You and your little sister
I like
over
that
there,
song,
too.
Rock With You.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Chuck Berry was something else. So you can go on and on. It's one of those guys you could talk about, for a long time. Of course, we don't have that kind of time, but he's still survived by his wife. I forgot her name, but she's 22 years younger. She's 68 years old.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she's 22 years old. Which would be
you be
outside the realm
surprised?
of probability.
She's 22 years old, covered in piss right now. So.
Yay, I'm rich.
He survived by his wife and also survived by his cousin Marvin.
Marvin! Your cousin, Marvin Berry!
Got his big break in Back to the Future right there. There's some people out there who really do think that's his cousin. Man, he had a cousin named Marvin, but no, he didn't. You know what? I love Back to the Future. Back to the Future is absolutely one of my favorite movies. Love that film. Saw it 5 times in the theater when it came out. But
Jesus.
that was the joint back when it came out. Like that was the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was like one of those big breakout movies too, because a lot of people didn't know it was gonna be as big.
True.
And I love it. But after hearing, we're talking about covers, man, that cover of Johnny B. Goode that they're doing there, I love it. It's so bad because
Yeah,
first
it's
of
like,
all,
you don't believe that's him singing.
that ain't him singing at all.
Second.
Not only is it a bad cover, but this bad lip syncing too. Like that voice does not fit Michael J. Fox. Through the whole movie, he's like, "Hey, Doc, what the fuck, Doc? What are you doing?" Then he starts singing. Sound like Michael McDonald and shit.
Back up in the woods among the evergreens, there stood a log cabin made of earth.
I believe he could travel in time before he sings like that. But yeah, man, Chuck Berry dead at the age of 90, man. So good for him. And
Rest in peace.
rest in peace. And I'm gonna tell you, that guy, he did live a good life because he did a lot of crazy shit with that life and still went out on top.
At 90 years old, yeah, he won.
At 90 years old, he'd be in jail today if he'd been pulling the kind of stuff that he'd been pulling.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And all over TMZ and Facebook and everything.
Yeah. GameFly brings to your house, to you, over 8,000 new releases and classics that are available to rent, or you can buy them for almost every system out there, current and some old systems. Like I said, man, I've been trying to put my GameCube back to work for years. GameFly is giving me an excuse to do that. And you could even try 30 days for free by typing in gameflyoffer.com/double toasted. And when you do that, you'll get 30 days for free of games and movies. Get all those things, all of them at once. Just stay in the house. Don't go nowhere because they're all going to get brought right to your mailbox. You can also bring the element of surprise every month to your home in the form of a Loot Crate mystery box. In that box, I can't tell you what it is, but I can guarantee you it is the best in geek and gaming gear. Some people say it's like having Comic-Con brought right to your home. You don't have to leave the house for nothing. You're getting all kind of stuff. And everybody likes a little surprise every month, just a little bit. And here's another surprise for you. If you go to our link, trylootcrate.com/double toasted, and you type in bridge 10, that's the word bridge and the number 10, you can get 10% off, a 10% discount on your first crate. How's that for a surprise right there? Loot Crate, bring the mystery and the surprise to your mailbox once a month with Loot Crate. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and go over to our home, doubletoasted.com, for more videos and live streams. And remember, stay toasty.